Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another weather breakdown. Now there is so little to talk about today, so little in fact, that if I weren't to bring the winter weather forecast into this afternoon video like I usually don't, then we would have just been talking about the Climate Prediction Center. So today I'm going to be adding in the winter weather forecast as well so you can see snow coming up. But yeah, right now the weather is super boring, but we are going to be talking about some slightly interesting aspects, maybe a couple of things that you care about. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the 6 to 10 day outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is for November 12th to the 16th. In the pink there, in portions of the upper Midwest, you're going to have a 70 to 80% chance to see above average temperatures, so you got to look out for that. This is going to be our one final heat wave before winter hits, and it's not going to make things extremely hot, but it is going to make them just a little more pleasant than they have been recently. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. We have an area in the Northeast and the New England region, specifically in the darkest shade of brown there, that's going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see below average precipitation, so look out for that. Some drought conditions are going to be possible here. And then down here in southwest Texas, we're going to have an area that's going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see above average precipitation, so look out for that. Flooding possible. Same thing here for portions of California and western Nevada as well, so do look out for that. 8 to 14 day outlooks. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Our heat dome will have expanded and it moved off towards the east, more into just like the general Midwest here. So in the pink, once again, that's going to be a 70 to 80% chance to see above average temperature, so look out for that. 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. We are going to have two areas that are going to have a 40 to 50% chance to see above average precipitation from the 14th to the 20th. One of them is going to be over here in the western United States, specifically the southwestern United States, and then one is going to be here down in the southeastern United States, so look out for that. Finally, snowfall totals. Okay, we do have a lot of snow coming up. There's going to be three main systems that we're watching here. Okay, it's not just one like usual. So if we go ahead and play the radar loop out into 3 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, there's going to be several different time zones that this will occur in, so just compare Central Time to your local standard time. But anyway, okay, we're going to start off with the Northwest here, okay? We could get a snowstorm to enter the region once again. Surprise, surprise. More snow spilling in from Canada. We're going to break it down state by state here. It does actually get into the Southwest quite a bit. So California here, okay, East Central California could actually see several inches of snow along the California-Nevada border here, but that's just going to be an isolated spot. The general area could see maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches. There's a 2.4 inch reading west of Cape Horn, so look out for that. And then Northern California as well could get a dusting of snow, but if you're in like extreme northeastern California, once again, an inch or two of snow will be possible to likely in this area, so look out for that. Nevada, okay, we are going to have an area in northern and central Nevada that could see some snow. Now, most of it will just be a dusting, but on the Nevada-California border here near Carson City, we are going to have an area that's going to see maybe another 1 to 2, maybe even 3, 4 inches of snow in the mountainous regions, okay, so you're going to have to look out for that. Unfortunately, we can't really get a good reading of snow in this region because there's no major cities or anything, but yeah, just look out for that in Nevada. And then northwestern Nevada could see about an inch of snow, probably just kind of scattered around. All right, Oregon here, okay, the entire state of Oregon almost is going to be in for a dusting of snow at least. And then once you get into like south central Oregon here in the mountainous regions, okay, we could see a couple inches of snow definitely here in the dark blues, so look out for that. There's an inch reading there, but that's not too much, and it's not even in the darkest shade of blue anyway. Okay, northeastern Oregon as well could see an inch or two in the mountainous region, so do look out for that. There's a 1 inch reading north of Eagle Cap, okay? Washington, all right, again, Washington's another state where you're going to be in for at least a dusting, most likely, no matter where you're at, unless you're in like the Seattle metropolitan region, the Tacoma area, Moses Lake, Warden, that whole area, but everywhere else is in for probably at least a dusting of snow. And then once you get into like northwestern and north central Washington, again, 3, 4, maybe even isolated areas up to 5 inches of snow possible here. There's several 3+ inch readings here. There's a 3.2, a 3.1. I believe there's another 3.1 somewhere in here. And then we got a 4.3 here in northwestern Washington, so you got to look out for that, okay? Definitely in the mountainous regions, all right? And then like northeastern Washington as well, you know, several inches of snow you guys are likely in for here. Around the Helmer Mountain here, there's a 2.4 inch reading just south of Gipsy Peak. Peak, so look out for that. Idaho, okay, again, literally the entire state of Idaho here is kind of covered in at least a dusting of snow, okay? And really, the dusting is going to be isolated down to like the Boise, Twin Falls region. The rest of the state's going to see even more than that. Southeastern Idaho here, you could definitely get 3, 4, 5, maybe even isolated areas up to more than that in snow, okay? Unfortunately, we can't really get a good reading with those totals, but the mountains are definitely in for a punch here in Idaho, so look out for that. And then once you get into like central Idaho here, an inch or two kind of just scattered around. 1.7 inch reading there in Dixie, 1.3, 1 inch. Okay, so look out for that. 2.4 inches there, just north of McCall. And then you get into like the Panhandle area and the Big Bend in Idaho, and you could definitely see another inch or two. Specifically, like the Panhandle, there's a 1.7 inch reading, by the way. But anyway, the Panhandle is definitely in for several inches of snow here, alright? You gotta look out for that around the Parker Peak, the Smith Peak, the Abandoned Mountain, that whole area. Okay, so definitely look out for that. Montana, Montana's a weird state. The eastern half, nothing at all, because there's no mountains in that area, basically. But western Montana is in for quite the punch. Southwestern Montana specifically, this area we've been talking about over and over again around Cook City, several inches of snow possible. I guess I shouldn't say several, probably 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 inches of snow possible in isolated spots here in southwestern Montana, so do look out for that. Again, unfortunately, I can't really get a good accurate reading, but you kind of get the idea, alright? The darker the blue, the more snow. Once you get into like west central Montana, another inch or two possible here around the Phillipsburg area, the Missoula area. Northwestern Montana, like around Whitefish, could definitely get another 1 or 2 inches of snow, okay? This is a pretty decently evened out western portion of the state here in terms of snow. Utah, okay, we kind of skipped over Utah here, but northern Utah could see some snow, most likely a dusting. But then if you get like north of Salt Lake City here on the Utah, Wyoming, Idaho border, you could definitely get an inch or two, alright? There's a 0.4 inch reading, but I saw something else. Oh, there's a 1.1 inch reading, and then a 1.2 inch reading here around Garden City as well, so do look out for that. Even Colorado, northwestern Colorado could get a dusting of snow, but that's just going to be in tiny areas here around Diamond Peak and Cold Spring Mountain, so look out for that still. And then that kind of brings us on to Wyoming here, where it's definitely going to be the hardest hit area out of all of our snow areas today, okay? There's a 2.1 inch reading. That doesn't really accurately describe how much snow you could get. I mean, guys, this really is a dark color of blue here. That could indicate like 10 inches, okay? Now, you got to understand that is an extremely localized isolated areas, but still, that's very notable, okay? Very notable, but even like widespread around 2 to 3, maybe even 4 inches widespread here in northwestern Wyoming, okay? So you gotta look out for that, guys. But yeah, that's it for the Northwest, and that kind of brings us into our next snow system here in the upper Midwest, okay? Now, North Dakota, you could see a dusting of snow in the eastern half of the state, but then you get into like northeastern and north central North Dakota, and there are several readings over an inch and a half here. There's even some 2.4 inch readings here on the North Dakota-Canada border, okay? So a couple inches of snow will be possible in North Dakota. There's a 2.5 inch reading even, and I mean, this is pretty widespread as well. It's not like isolated areas. The entire eastern half, specifically the northeastern portion of the state, is in for a good inch or two of snow. South Dakota, okay, very isolated bits of north central and northeastern South Dakota around Eureka and Leola could get a dusting of snow, but that's not really too big of a deal. Minnesota, okay, you could get some snow in Minnesota. Northwestern Minnesota, dusting possible, upwards of half an inch. Same thing here for north central Minnesota, so look out for that. Michigan, the upper peninsula could get some snow here, but just in this northern isolated area, so it's not too big of a deal. And then that brings us on to our final snow system, which will be in the northeast here, okay? So Maine, all right, the entire northern half of the state is at least in for a dusting, but you get into like northeastern, north central Maine here, 2.6 inches, 2.8 inches, 2.8 inches, okay? There are several readings approaching 3 inches of snow here in Maine, okay? So you got to look out for that, several inches of snow possible, and then like widespread areas up to a dusting likely, okay? So New Hampshire here, northern New Hampshire, again, dusting, but then there is a 2.7 inch reading here south of Randolph in the mountains, so look out for that. The mountains are in for a good punch of snow. Vermont, northeastern Vermont, same thing. Isolated areas of an inch or two of snow, but overall just a dusting. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.